Yo, what's up? My name's Patrouski, and a bunch of shiny hunting methods just changed forever within PokeMMO. And now a lot of shiny hunting relies on what season it is in game, as well as what time it is. Shiny hunting just became a lot more engaging and has a lot more variety, but it's also a lot more complex. So welcome to my first seasonal shiny hunting guide to give you guys a few options during the autumn season specifically. Now, during Shiny War, which is happening right now, which is why this guide is going to be extremely quick, which should hopefully be succinct for you guys, these seasons are actually changing every single week. So it is autumn right now as I'm recording this, and that should be shifting in about 6 days or so, I believe, 5 days or so, once you hit 14 days left on the Shiny War timer. But don't worry, if you're in the future, the seasons will change every single month within PokeMMO, and they'll go in the typical rotation. You can see over in a Pokemon's summary page: spring, summer, autumn, and then winter. Like I said, shiny hunting definitely just got a lot more complicated, but hopefully this guide can simplify a ton of it for you guys, and there's going to be a lot of information on screen to hopefully help you jump into the shiny hunts. If you find this video helpful, make sure to leave a like on it and subscribe for daily PokeMMO videos. Let's go ahead and jump into one of the easiest spots we're covering today, and it's actually going to be the Altaria shiny hunting spot over in Unova. Now, you are going to need Unova to do this, and Altaria has an amazing shiny, of course, with the nice gold. And if you want to breed it down into a shiny Swablu, you can go ahead and do that as well. I also love this new nifty toggle shiny option over in the Pokedex. That's part of the new big changes. Now, this spot is a 100% spawn. It's a totally free shiny hunt, but you can only do it in the morning and daytime. There's gonna be a lot of nighttime only shunts that we cover as well, since a lot of those shunts are good. The shunts I'm covering today are usually autumn specific or best to do in autumn, which is why I'm highlighting them obviously in this guide. This spot, it starts over at Black City in Unova. You want to go ahead and just bike to the northeast up here to this route. You want to go to the dark grass up here. Avoid this little normal grass. Go over here to the more dense grass that has double spawns, and you want to go ahead and sweet scent as you normally would. Pop your hordes. If you are familiar with the basics of shiny hunting, I do have a quick beginner's guide that covers things like a sweet scent Pokemon. You want to make sure you have a teleport Pokemon, for example. For every shunt like this, you want to make sure that you have a PP maxed sweet scent Pokemon, a nice healthy catching Pokemon like a Breloom. You can even use Cute Charm or Synchronize at this spot if you want to go for a specific nature or gender on this Altaria, but the basics here are just going over to this really cool Altaria spot, which is 100% Altaria, a free shiny hunt. Whenever you're done hunting here, whenever you're out of PP, you can just go ahead and teleport back to the PC. I severely recommend teleport, as it will save you a lot of time over using fly. It actually adds up quite a bit. Teleport puts you directly in front of the PC, where fly puts you outside of it. Now you have two options here. You could go ahead and heal your party, or you could do what I do or have been doing during Shiny War, which is a lot more effort, or medium amount more effort, but it's a lot faster, which is throw in your sweet scent Pokemon in the PC and then back out. So just like this, I set up my boxes where it's almost full, and I have my sweet scent Pokemon down here. I go boop boop, that fully heals it. Or you could just talk to Nurse Joy like this and heal, but this is much slower. As you can tell, it's really noticeable. This is decently, significantly slower. There you go. I'll actually be saving myself about 4 hours or so within Shiny War by doing PC heals like that. But that's the Altaria spot. Pretty darn quick and simple. Now, Altaria actually does have Perish Song, which sounds really scary, and it's something to watch out for, but it actually doesn't affect really much at all. So the fun thing is, Perish Song doesn't affect the other Altarias, which I didn't know until like yesterday. So if a Horde Pokemon uses Perish Song, let me actually show you guys really quick. If a Horde Pokemon uses Perish Song, it will affect your Pokemon, and your Pokemon will die in 3 turns. But it won't affect the other Pokemon in the Horde, which is what's really important. Now, be careful when using a Pokemon like Breloom against these guys, because they do have Brave Bird, and that Brave Bird chip could actually kill a shiny. So that's the thing you really want to watch out for. But I'm hoping that one of them uses Perish Song. They all should have Perish Song at this high level, or we just won't see an example today, of course. Here we go. It took a lot longer than I would like, but there is a Perish Song. Actually, both of them use Perish Song, and as you can see, the Altarias actually don't get affected. It's kind of difficult to watch here. It'll say that my Dolgok, my Dolgok Perish count falls to 3, but none of them actually gain a Perish count. So all of the wild Altarias are totally safe. So if you get a shiny, you don't have to worry about Perish Song, thankfully. Next up, spot number 2 is also going to be in Unova. It's going to be a 100% spawn. It is going to require Lepa berries, and you can shunt it whenever you want at any time in autumn. Now, this is going to be the shiny Scraggy or Scrafty spot. There is shiny Scraggy, which is, you know, nothing crazy, but there is also shiny Scrafty, which I think looks really, really cool and is kind of a fan favorite in my opinion. Definitely kind of a fan favorite, underrated. It's hard to say, honestly, but you want to start over in Accumula Town in Unova and head south right through this little grass. We are going to be popping Lepas once we're over at the spot. So just head past Route 1, head down here, head over to this little water patch. You can go ahead and surf along here. I'm going to pop a baby repel based on my luck here. We're going to head southwest, and you can see a bunch of people are actually already over here shiny hunting this location. You can pop time swipe hordes here and go ahead and get time swipe hordes of Scraggy. 100% spawn any time of day in autumn. Now, you could actually do this without Lepas, I think. If you wanted to, like, keep flying back to Accumula Town and heal there, you probably could do this spot, in my personal opinion. You'd have to pop a baby repel or just tank the single encounters back. I don't think it's too bad, but I would generally recommend Lepa berrying any spot that requires you to travel through encounters from a PC to get back to it. Next up is truly a fan favorite because we are covering the Dratini shiny hunting spot over in Johto. Now, the interesting thing is this spot actually changes in autumn, and I'll show you why and how. Dratini, obviously a massive fan favorite, an amazing shiny. Dratini, Dragonair, S tier, phenomenal shiny, some of the best shinies in the game. Dragonite, still a good shiny in my opinion. I would give it like B+ tier. I think it's overhated simply because comparing it to Dragonair, you know, we go from an S tier shiny down to like a B tier shiny, so I think people end up giving this like a D tier, but I think it's still a solid shiny, whichever you prefer though. We're going to start over in Johto, over in Blackthorn City. This is a 20-80 split spot. You do need Lepas here generally. You can do it without Lepas if you're an Ironman account, and you can shunt here anytime in autumn. Now, to get to the spot, you want to hop on your bike and just head north in Blackthorn City until you get up here, and you are going to need to surf across the water right here. I'm going to pop a repel really quick just to show you, but you can, you know, either repel to get down here or just, I recommend Lepas generally. But if you're an Ironman, usually Ironman don't Lepa the spots, but you can hop on the water here and go ahead and pop time swipe hordes. The reason I'm recommending this spot to do in autumn, and this is going to be personal preference, is because Magikarp no longer spawns here. This actually becomes a 20-80 split just between Dratini and Horsey. So if you really like shiny Horsey, you want shiny Horsey, Seadra, and Kingdra, like all three in the line, or let's say you already have a shiny Magikarp, for example, and you don't want to get any more. Let's say you have 1 or 2 shiny Magikarps. Maybe you did the Sootopolis Magikarp shunt before this spot was ever added. That's what I did, right? You might want to come here in autumn because you dodge the Magikarp encounter entirely. It's still a 20% chance for Dratini, so it's not like it's an increased spawn or anything, but you are just changing the spawns here. So definitely one worth mentioning. Now, the next 3 shiny hunts are all going to be at nighttime. So I will see you guys at 2100 in-game, which will be in about 5 hours or so. A full in-game day within PokeMMO is around 6 hours. And nighttime usually only lasts around an hour and 45 minutes. So nighttime shunts are a little bit rarer and desired and extra fun in my opinion because of that. You got to make sure you head over to your nighttime shunts whenever it is time to. Alright, now that it is finally nighttime in-game, which you can tell by the moon in the top left-hand corner, nighttime begins at 2100 in-game. I can show you guys the next spot. This is over in Unova, over in Lanosa Town? Lanosa Town. It's up here at the top right in Unova. You want to hop on your bike, make sure you have a Still Swap Damp Pokemon, and I'll show you exactly my build actually here in a quick sec because this is going to be the Drifblim spot. Very popular spot right now in Shiny War. It's 50-50 for Drifblim and Lunatone, both pretty cool shinies. Drifblim, if you have not seen it, I'll go ahead and show you really quick. Then I'll also show you the Lunatone, which is, you know, Lunatone's pretty cool. It's not the hit here. Like, Drifblim is insane. Drifblim is a beautiful shiny, absolutely beautiful shiny. Drifloon, if you prefer the X and stuff, they're phenomenal. I guess they both have an X, don't they? Next, we got Lunatone. Lunatone, also a cool shiny, but not exactly the target. You know, it's a cool phase in my opinion. The blue eye is neato. Now, we're going to pop Hordes here. It's free. It's right next to a PC, so it's a free shunt. It is only at nighttime. That's important. It's 50-50 between Lunatone and Drifblim. Now, you really do need, I strongly recommend, a Still Swap Damp Pokemon. The reason being is that this is the new best strategy from my understanding for catching explosion Pokemon like this, which I believe Drifblim has. You can always check if a Pokemon is going to be dangerous by making sure you look at the level of Pokemon that you are encountering and then heading over to their Pokedex entry. So if we ever go over to Drifblim in the Pokedex, go to moves, and then scroll down to around level 52 or so where it's at. So it gets Explosion at 54, which thankfully it seems like we won't be running into actually. But there, I think Lunatone also might get it if I'm not mistaken. Yep, Lunatone does get it. I knew there was some reason I needed this here. Sorry, this is still like day 10 or day 9 into the new locations and spawns, day 9 into Shiny Wars. So still learning a lot of these things myself. Want to get these guides out to you guys as quickly as possible. But anyway, the way that skill swap damp works, this is, in my opinion, the new safest way to catch an explosion horde of Pokemon, because you don't have to worry about your damp Pokemon dying. Against these very high level Pokemon, occasionally they can just whittle down and kill your damp Pokemon, and then the shiny can explode and KO itself. And that's obviously absolutely terrible. Well, instead, if we were to get a horde of Pokemon, like a horde of Lunatone, and we can skill swap the damp ability onto that shiny Lunatone, now the shiny itself is going to prevent everything from exploding and keep itself safe. And that's super important. So even if your Golduck goes down, the shiny Lunatone, as long as that's alive, it's going to keep everything safe, which is all that matters. So this is, in my opinion, the new best strategy for keeping hordes like this safe. Instead of just getting a big damp Pokemon, get yourself a skill swap damp Golduck or a skill swap damp Pokemon of any kind. Just make sure that it is fast enough. Mine's not super fast. It's Calm Nature. It has 250 speed EVs and it's 1 speed IV. Make sure it is fast enough so that it can outspeed. Mine has a Choice Scarf on it as well. Just do a test horde. The easiest way to know if yours is going to outspeed is just to do a test horde. So for example, I'm going to do a test horde here for you guys. We're going to do this Lunatone horde. We're going to pretend that this Lunatone right here in the middle is a shiny. So I'm going to go ahead and skill swap this middle Lunatone. And as you can see, my Golduck moved well before all the other ones. That's really important. And now that one is going to have, what's it called? Let's see if we can see one of these guys actually use Explosion. Yep, there we go. Perfect example. One of them tried to use Explosion, but our shiny has the damp, so now it is a safe encounter. 2 of them try to use Explosion. A much safer encounter this way. You never want to lose a shiny Pokemon to Explosion. It is a nightmare. You've got to bring this to this location. Otherwise, you are almost guaranteed to lose a shiny Lunatone if you get one. You cannot Master Ball them because it's in a horde. You can't throw a Pokeball at a horde of Pokemon. So just, please, bring up multiple damp Pokemon if you need to, and definitely bring a skill swap damp Pokemon in my opinion. Next up, for spot number 5, we're going to be covering another free shiny hunt, but this one is 2080 split, and it is at nighttime. The rest of these shunts are going to be at nighttime, and it is shiny Misdrevious, which is pretty stunning. Not everybody's cup of tea, but I think it's a pretty cool one. I definitely prefer Misdrevious over Mismagius personally. I definitely just prefer that that shade of yellow, but let's go ahead and show you guys. It actually can be a free shiny hunt, which is really, really cool. So I'm going to go heal up really quick over at this PC, and I'll show you guys how you do this hunt for free, because it is over at a specific location in Unova, and you have to fly to it. I don't believe there's a place to heal over here, but you can fly back to a PC or teleport back, heal up, and then fly to Abundant Shrine. Once you have Abundant Shrine unlocked, you can go ahead and fly over here, go up to any patch of grass, I believe, go ahead and throw up a Sweet Scent. And here you can find Bronzor, Stantler, and Misdrevious, but the Misdrevious is a little bit rare, once again, being a 20% spawn. So I believe it is just 40% Bronzor, 40% Stantler, 20% Misdrevious would be my guess. And because you do get hordes of Stantler here, and they will often have Intimidate / Frisk, it's good to have a Reactive Gas Wheezing. It's going to make your encounters go by a bit faster by shutting that down in one proc instead of having 5 separate procs. If I can get an encounter, I'll show you really quick. All right, here we go. A horde of Stantler. So they're going to try to throw off a bunch of their abilities, and Reactive Gas Wheezing is going to trigger, canceling their abilities, and it's going to take 1 proc as opposed to 5, as you can see. Boom. If that didn't happen like that, it would have been like ding, 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 like 5 different procs. It would have added a lot of time to your shunts. Whenever you want to go heal, you can just teleport back to a PC, go heal up your Sweet Scent Pokemon really quick, head outside, and then fly directly back to Abundant Shrine on that little green dot here above Black City. It's easy to miss it. It is a green dot that you can actually fly to, and then head right here on the grass. So it is a free shiny hunt. Next up, the final Pokemon and final spot that I want to show you guys is going to be Houndour. Now, there are a few different spots you can actually do Houndour in a few different regions. At nighttime only, it is a ×3 horde, and it is a 2080 split at each spot. In Kanto, you have Route 7, which is right to the east of Celadon City, which makes it a free shiny hunt. In Johto, you have Route 37, and then you also have Route 209 in Sinnoh and 210 in Sinnoh. I'm going to be showing you guys the Kanto spot, but we're going to go test out the other spots that have different phases. Go ahead and try your hand at it. Now, over here at the Kanto spot at Route 7, you have Abra. So bring yourself an Arena Trap Pokemon just in case you get a shiny Abra, which I think is a fantastic phase here because they can teleport away. So do not lose a shiny. Bring teleport Pokemon, bring damp Pokemon when you need to. Make sure to bring an Arena Trap Pokemon here. But I believe this spot also has Rattata too, and yes, according to the Pokedex, it should. You can find Rattata, Houndour, and Abra here. Once again, it should be 40% Rattata, 40% Abra, and then 20% Houndour. Houndour also does have Roar. That's something you do want to watch out for. It can end the battle, but it's only if you lead with a Pokemon that is lower level than the Houndour. As long as your Pokemon is higher level than the Houndour, which is like level 20s, you know, so that shouldn't really be happening. But if you do happen to run into a wild shiny Houndour and your lead Pokemon or your Pokemon is lower level than him, you might want to throw a Master Ball or switch to a high level Pokemon or try to do something, because that can definitely be a mistake that happens pretty rarely in PokeMMO, but it does come up. But all right, that is the final spot that I wanted to cover. I have to get back to Shiny War and hunting efficiently. I took time out of my day and cut off some sleep so I could wake up and make this guide for you guys. I hope you found it helpful. Like the video if it was, dislike if it was not, subscribe and ask questions in the comments down below. Discord's down below if you're interested in that. You want to go above and beyond and support the content. YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and all that jazz are greatly appreciated. But most importantly, have a great day and good luck on your shiny hunts. Yo, what's up? Outro Patrouski here, and I want to take this moment to say thank you to everybody who goes above and beyond, and thank you as the viewer to making it to the end of the video. I hope it was helpful today and maybe even a little bit of fun. Thanks again for watching, and have a good one.